Hey guys, Evan Bruni here for American Rifleman, and today we're on the range with the new Springfield Armory SA-35 High Power. That's right, the High Power's back. All right, so we'll take the magazine out. Gun is clear. So Springfield Armory has really done it with this one. They've brought the High Power back into production. Of course, Browning made the High Power famous. It was first designed for the French pistol trials, and it ultimately resulted in the P-35, introduced in 1935, of course, adopted by the Belgians, and really the High Power became one of the iconic semi-automatic pistol designs of the 20th century. It's really known for being one of the first adopters of the double stack magazine. So this was a gun that in 1935 chambered in 9mm and had then a flush fit double stack magazine with a capacity of 13 rounds. Browning made the High Power right all the way up until 2018 when they took it out of production. And that disappointed a lot of people. And since then, there have been people who've been asking for the High Power to come back. You've had some Turkish companies that have made some clones, but Springfield Armory really made a great example, and they really did the High Power right in this new iteration. So the Springfield SA-35 High Power, there's a lot of elements that look very much like a traditional standard High Power that you would see, you know, the Browning Mark III or even one of the clones. But there's a lot of small elements that Springfield has really done to make this gun a much better version of a semi-automatic design than what it was. One thing that they did right on this gun is they removed the magazine disconnect safety inside of it. And of course, that has made the trigger a whole lot better. That's one of the weak points in older Browning High Power designs, and the trigger on this new Springfield is phenomenal. The other things that Springfield has done, so on the other side of the gun, you'll see that they've actually redesigned the thumb safety here. It's got a much more prominent ledge than earlier designs. The other thing that Springfield did is they actually redesigned, you see here, we've got a clear gun. They redesigned the rowel hammer here slightly, so it just sits a little higher than you usually see on traditional rowel hammers. So what that allows them to do is they can maintain that classic beavertail profile of the traditional High Power, but that hammer doesn't come quite so far back, so it's not going to bite you. And that's a really nice feature. That's one thing that people have complained about on High Powers. Another thing they've done is they've actually beveled the magazine well, and that makes for a much smoother magazine insertion. Talking about the magazines, so the original High Powers had 13-round magazines, while Springfield is using 15-round magazines from Mech-Gar in this High Power. You get one magazine that comes with the gun, and it's got a redesigned follower, so you get those 2 extra rounds. The other thing that Springfield has done on the High Power is they've upgraded the sights. So this has that U-dot sight picture that you see on a number of Springfield models today. It's also got this tactical ledge rear sight here, so you can rack it off of a hard surface. It also has a set of these beautiful walnut grip panels, and they just really enhance the look of the gun. Other than that, a lot of the controls, typical strong side, right hand controls in the thumb safety and in the magazine release and in your slide stop lever. A lot of questions have been asked about Springfield's High Power. Number one being, construction. And I'm happy to say that the SA-35 is all forged. It's got a forged steel frame, it's got a forged slide, and it's got a cold hammer forged barrel. The other thing that people have asked about, is this actually made in the United States? And indeed it is. If you'll look closely on the gun, you'll see that it has the Springfield Armory, Geneseo, Illinois, USA marking on it. So this is an American-made High Power. And for the reintroduction of one of the classic iconic designs of the 20th century, I don't know that Springfield really could have done any better. This is a comfortable gun to shoot. It's got the great trigger, it's got great controls, and all in all, it is just a solidly well-built gun for a relatively affordable price. So to find out more on the new Springfield Armory SA-35 High Power, go to AmericanRifleman.org.